Today we're at Scarborough Town Centre. Tons of skate history and spots, and this is pretty much a plaza. We're in the hub of, I want to say Scarborough in general. When people think of Scarborough, they think of Scarborough Town Centre. Scarborough Town Centre is a mall, and it was constructed in 1972 and it opened on May 2nd, 1973. You have the Civic Center over there. Throughout the years, like, many new spots have popped up here, and we're gonna cover all of them. And like I said, it's not just Scarborough Town Centre, it's not just the mall itself, it's surrounding areas within Scarborough Town Centre. Tons of history, tons of spots. Let's just get into it. So right now we're making our way over to what we call Bell Double. It's right outside of STC, outside of Scarborough Town Centre. Like I said, like, everything is fairly close together. So everything that's around Scarborough Town Centre is in like a walking distance. So basically you just park your car, and Bell Double, there's so many tricks that have gone down it. First thing I want to mention is I love the ground. I love the interlock brown, like, orangey bricks, and I love the sound. Honestly, this spot looks super sick on film, and it doesn't get skated anymore. It doesn't have bad run up. I always thought over time it like got worse, but it actually looks pretty skatable. I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, you have to watch out for like this part, obviously. Like, this is like the shitty part of the run up. Yeah, you can't even skate on this part. They would start from back there, carve around, and then hit the set over here. And obviously you have like this big planter here too. But one clip I want to mention that stands out to me is Brandon Del Bianco. He skated this differently when it was in its prime. He ollied the 3-flat 2-stair to this little platform here. And then I believe he did an ollie flip off.
One day you're gonna self-destruct. You're up, welcome to the north.
Another trick that comes to mind is Shane Eldridge. He did switch heel. Kevin Teo also did switch varial heel. In State Your Name, he did full cab. And also, Adrian Zuba did switch varial heel. Keith Simmons, he skated this. Shout out Keith.
Yeah, I remember this spot like not being too much of a bust. Like, there is security that goes all around STC, and you do get kicked out at these spots, but I remember this one was kind of hidden a little bit, where you can get a decent amount of time. Like, you can get 20 minutes for sure, no problem. Like, we'd always come here, and it wouldn't be like you get out of the car and then you go right back to the car sort of deal. Maybe we got lucky. Some of the Ajax legends, Ajax homies back in the day, Chris Paroff is Enders in Switching It Up. He does backside flip on it. That's a perfect backside flip. He also does tray flip on it right before that too in his part. In the tray flip clip, he like kind of runs into this planter and he misses his step on it and just eats the most shit. Colin Passy did switch tray flip in Switch Takeover a couple years later. One of the best switch trays I've ever seen. Hey, shut up! God damn, you guys hear that shit? Fucking ruining our clip. Cody Brown did Fakey Big Spin. Mama, I know we broke the rule. Jordan Moss did switch front big spin on this.
Someone hard flipped it. I think it might have been Kirk.
That might have been Kirk.
Yeah.
I think that was Kirk.
Yeah, no one can stop me.
Michael Voltsin has skated this spot.
You can do it on your own. Stop thinking that these labels is a mic. You don't go next. Leaving pussy cats like I haven't hit nothing and you love everything.
seeing the sessions of my homies, especially like Mitch Donovan, watching him do nollie tray on this one night. And just the way he did it was so perfect. He landed it perf, and then he like did a backside reaver and just sat down on the ledge. There was like a long pause, and then everyone just started like going off. It was so sick. It's definitely my fondest memory of the spot for sure.
So right now we are at the back of the Civic Center, the Scarborough Civic Center, and it is, like I said, in walking distance of Scarborough Town Centre. There's like 10 spots all in this one vicinity. We have this long handrail here that Behan's gonna get into, 2 8 stairs, and then a 4 stair. But before we do that, I wanna mention that all of this, even the stairs here, I think are like remodeled. Most of this stuff here is new or newer. Right over there, there's a library, and that library never used to exist. Like this whole area right here used to be a parking lot. And then they added like a bunch of stuff, 4 ledges in a row. But yeah, like tons of history here. And the first thing that I wanna mention is this 8 stair. And the first trick that I wanna like put emphasis on is Josh Forks. He skated this thing in a line. He switched front 1 on the first stair, then kickflipped the second one, and then back 180'd the third. I was here when Jermaine was trying to ollie back 1. It was just so quick that whenever he like slipped out, and especially on this ground, for some reason, I don't know what it is with this ground, but it's super chuddy and super rough. Just watching him do that kind of really like helped put Josh's tricks into perspective. I filmed Dwayne Anderson varial heel down this, and I filmed it twice. As I mentioned before, like there's so many spots around here that before people started hitting this 8 stair, there's one up the street, and I think it's a 7 stair now. That was more of a hot spot for people to go to and get their tricks, and we're obviously gonna touch on that one too. Not many tricks went down on this one specifically. This spot you do get kicked out of sometimes. I also filmed Riley Garrow. I think it was on the 5 stair here. He ollied down and then wall rid this wall right here.
Then here we are, the long handrail, which is still long, but not as long as it used to be. It actually used to come up all the way to the very top here of these long stairs. These shrubs never used to be in the way, and it would come right to this part. But I think that was cut down probably somewhere between 2015 to 2017, somewhere around there. Can't remember exactly because we kind of stopped coming here for a long time. Before we get into some of the crazy tricks that went down, I just want to give one honorable mention to Rory Ferguson. And there's a funny video of him trying to backside board slide it, but he was just getting tossed and doing the splits on the stairs, trying to jump out of it. And he had like an Austin Powers song in the edit, so he was a good sport for sure. But yeah, some of the tricks that I can remember, going back to maybe 2007, 2008, Richard Gagnon, he actually did land the backside board slide to fakie. That was in his finesse part. TJ Rogers, he skated this as well. He did switchboard slide to regular.
Drama beats, Yellow Wolf, Ghetto Vision.
He also did frontside Smith grind. TJ Rogers also did nollie lip slide on it. And he nollie 50-50 did as well. I think Feeble 50-50 was also done. That might have been also like Charles Deschamps as well. Jay Brown also did feeble grind on this one. It's such a long rail that not too much went down on it. Like, the rail is still skatable. I mean, you could still carve in. It's obviously going to be awkward on a round rail to approach it on a 90-degree angle pretty much, but it's not to say it's not possible. And then you also have this smaller handrail over here. Not too many people have skated it. Michael Voltsinis skated it in like an old Chris McMaster edit, but then you also have Dwayne Anderson Jr. Ryan filmed him do a bunch of singles on this one. He did backside board slide, back 50-50, and he backsmithed it as well. have to cut through a pole. So you're threading the needle to backsmith this rail. That's definitely an underrated trick in my opinion. I never really looked at tooking this spot. That's actually wild. We're actually just on the other side of the rail. The rail is just right there. And then across the grass, around a path, you can't see it anymore, but there's actually a giant tall hubba right underneath all this grass. And I don't know if we can even like see it anymore, but like it's there. It's even still got some wax on it. I wonder if they just let this grow out on purpose to stop people from skating it, because like, look at this thing.
As a motherfucker, me and my knife. I'm cool as a motherfucker. I'll make it.
I can remember some clips on this one of John Koss. He did kickflip no slide. I want to say, I think it's his official hats part. I want to say frontside no slide has been done. Lee Anku does backside blunt slide. Can I even move this? Oh yeah, I can move this. Yeah, we can actually fucking show this whole hubba right now. We're making spots skatable again, boys. I uncapped it. But look how tall this thing is. Tall order, man. This thing is, I mean, you're not gonna get it at the top, but it's like almost to my chest high. That's still like waist high when you're gapping out. But yeah, that's an underrated STC spot for sure. I think it has ruined the homes of thousands of ants. Not much gone down there, man, but still, sick spot worth talking about.
So this is the library spot that I was talking about. There is so much to do here. There's ledges, there's a little snake run up there with a little flat gap that you can skate and then bomb the hill down. There's a tall ledge, there's an up ledge if you can get up there. It's crazy. Like, this whole spot is super sick. I'd say one of my favorite parts about this spot is the tall ledge here. And I filmed a couple people skate this thing. I filmed Ryan do a kickflip on flat in that little section over there, skates over to the ledge, and he does crook. Riley Garrow's clip, he did no slide shove. I filmed Dwayne. He got this pretty quick. He did front tail, front heel. And then we have this thing too, like this rock. I don't know, you could like manual it or something. Maybe I'll manual it for a clip. And then over here, we got more ledges, tall ledges, little ledges. This was one of the earlier spots that people would skate when this library got built. And I filmed Ryan Ramirez skate this as well.
Permanently bedridden, and if the pussy, the motherfucker get it where you fit. As I walk around the streets, and I got mad beef, I'ma blast you before you blast me. That's my philosophy, cause nowadays you.
When I'm fucking, I go raw and I be in it. I was in the pilot, nigga. I was eating lily dilly. That was your last straw, nigga. I said you ain't fucking with me. She wanna be one.
But yeah, I mean, not much has like really been documented specifically at this little section of the plaza, just because it's so much newer and like people don't really skate STC as much as they used to. And now we're just gonna make our way towards the 8th stair, but also on the way towards the 8th stair we have a couple ledges and then also a little flat gap. And I like the flat gap because it goes into this cool little snake run. I filmed Aaron Carpio do a line. He started with a switchback nose grind on the bench over there. And then I believe he did fakie flip on flat and switch front shove, this little gap. But then if you come over towards the benches, as I mentioned before, there's been different lines that I've seen go down over here, but two people that I can think of right now is Jacob Arvald and Ryan Sims.
Has it, the wrist is magic, the left is paddock for leaps replaced by Matsuhisa. Ignore most requests for the feature, unless it's getting played on the beach in Ibiza, while she fucking Nisha and she sucking.
Shout out to my people with a job. I hope you don't fall asleep tomorrow when you. I was macking on this trip, my partner tapped me on the back. I turned around like, nigga, can't you see me?
We're making our way over to the 8th stair now, which is now a 7th stair, and it's completely redone. It's a lot harder to skate because it's a lot skinnier. I filmed Dwayne do a frontside and backside Smith grind to mirror itself for his part.
This is kind of sick to be back at because I actually loved this spot growing up. This was like a go-to set of stairs for me when I was skating it. But one person I remember, who remembers Kazaa or LimeWire, you know, downloading skate videos back in the day. He ended up getting Colin Passey's sponsor video, and he actually has a really sick line that he starts off that video with. Skates like an Iron Maiden song and everything, and there used to be parking blocks in this parking lot. Ollies the whole thing, might have done a flat trick in between, and then makes his way in here, and then front boards the handrail. And that's like the opening of his whole part, and that's kind of how I was introduced to Colin Passey as a kid. Even though we're from the same town, this is like so early days for me when I didn't know anything yet, and I just thought he was like some pro skateboarder on the internet. I thought, I was like, wow, this is skateboarding. That's crazy. I didn't even know that existed on the internet like this. But yeah, then here we got the 7 stair, which used to be an 8 stair. It used to be a lot wider. I mean, you couldn't do this before. Let's start with some of the stuff that TJ Rogers has done. TJ's gonna be in every single video, just for a heads up. We've gotten some comments saying, try to do a video where you don't mention TJ. And like, it was all in good fun. Like, they're just saying it's a joke. I don't think it's possible. He did fakie front shove on the stairs. He switched frontside, flipped it. Switch front basemaned it and switching it up. A lot of the Durham kids were skating this a lot because it's only like 20 minutes away from where we all grew up. It was just a perfect 8 stair, not on too busy of a road. It kind of takes you in behind Scarborough Town Centre and the Civic Center as well. One that I can really remember as well, Mike Schiffer, he does his ender in switching it up, his switch varial heel on it. Rory comes to the camera.
Mike's a member of the Wub clan now.
Whoa! The Wub clan, man, god damn. He also switch front shoved it in switch takeover.
One of the two. Ooh, you all right?
These stairs are still getting people to slam, apparently. I did varial heel on this one. I hated the way I did it. I like landed on my tail kinda and rode away all sketchy. And ask yourself, what's the one trick that got away? For me, it was fakie varial heel on the stairs. I remember doing fakie varial heel on the Warden and Ellesmere 5 stair at the skate park. I wanted to take it down this set, and I landed on it a couple times, just kind of got wheel bite and flew off. On my last try, I just got heel bruise and I couldn't skate it anymore. And I'm pretty upset about that one to this day. Anyways, I've now left the dark times. Oh my God, Kevin Teo, he nollie heeled it back in the day.
I set out trying to strike.
Kevin Teo nollie varial heeled this one as well. Mitch Donovan did switch pop shove on it. Pat Delaney, he did nollie backside big spin on it. Chris Peroff skated this as well and switching it up. Jeff Smith varial flipped it. That was his ender in the switching it up video as well. Scarborough legend, I want to say, Chia basically ollied the whole entire thing to the road. I don't know if we can even find that clip. Bobby DeKaiser, he fakie flipped it and half cab flipped this.
Coming home, I got the good life every day and night. We're together, yeah, yeah.
He also switched laser flipped it, which is next level. That's in his slub bucks part. Such a wild card of a trick. This handrail was different. Cole did back Smith on it. There's also the handrail that leads into a drop down ledge as well. I don't think anybody's ever actually done it. Josh Forgs did switchback heel on it. Probably one of the smallest 8 stairs you could find besides like the Whitby Sinclair hubba. And if you haven't watched that video, go check it out from last week. Yeah, this is a very small 8 stair. That's why I liked it so much. Small stairs, but still counts to an 8. Adam Reed, he skated this bank. This is just at the top of the stairs, by the way, but it's like this super steep bank. I haven't seen anybody else skate it, but the only one that comes to mind is just from when I was a kid, Adam Reed. I think he did like a rock and roll on it in the intro of switching it up.
There's another spot that's in the Scarborough Town Centre area. It's technically not even part of Scarborough Town Centre. It is a part of the skateboarding history in terms of like the area and like Scarborough Town Centre, but it's called Condo Ledges, and we're just gonna play like a bunch of clips from there. We don't have any like B-roll or anything, but it's 2 ledges back to back.
We'll stomp them in the nuts, I'ma stomp them in the nuts. We'll stomp them in the nuts, we'll stomp.
There was like a little gap over ledge that you could skate like a C ledge. There used to be also, right in front of Condo Ledges, there was like a little up ledge.
Sound better?
If anyone wants to say, you guys missed Condo Ledges, then there's Condo Ledges. But as you can see, we're pulling up to, I think it's a 7 stair. It's a different type of 7 stair, like it's a drop. Lengthwise, it's not big, but I filmed Jermaine do a line here, and he's the only one that I can really think of that skated this. I don't know if anyone else has, and if anybody else has, and we don't play the clips, then by all means, correct us. But I filmed Jermaine from back there. He does tray flip on flat, and then nollie back heeled this, and he did it perfectly. It was also raining that day too, and luckily this spot is like underneath this little roof. All the construction and stuff, like in terms of all like the new spots, like new ledges and new gaps and like stairs and stuff like that. I'd say like 2019 to maybe now is like when they're like kind of stopping the construction, everything's kind of just new. Our first stop here is these ledges. This is a pretty cool spot. Chom Sherman, ollie on this and then back 180 off. Skating rocks and stuff like that is pretty sick, as you can see earlier. Brandon Echeverria, aka Peanut, he switch ollied over there's like these little blind bumps over there, and then did half cap nose grind 180.
I'm staying red for all of my days.
This spot's really cool because it just looks cool on film, like especially like with the gazebo type style. Also, if it rains, you can kind of get away with skating it. Behan skated it in the rain, or at least tried to skate it in the rain. I filmed Aaron Carpio do back nose grind shove the hard way. If we make our way down more as well into the central area, where we started the video off, I really liked filming on this grass gap here because it was brand new. No one's ever touched it. I filmed Dwayne do back 3 and also blizzard flip or back 360 kick flip. And it's a perfect gap. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, the run up is a little skinny. Aaron did tray flip on this. I filmed Jermaine do nollie big heel on this. Terrence hard flip. Cole Hacker also started, I believe, from up here and then dropped down 50'd this. And he might have dropped down tail slid it too, but I can't remember. He's the only person that I've ever seen skate this.
Somebody like them cancel me from them boy get up and run 2004321 when I mess when I mess what tongue life who life what life I got done bonfire run just to me job when I mess tongue some people get bang and people start run don't tell the guy that vagabond when I say again hop bonfire run with the roof load and he must sit down bulletproof.
There's this long, if you want to skate it as a mani pad and you're Jermaine Morris, then you're gonna skate it as a mani pad. And that's exactly what Jermaine did. So basically, Buddy just pops onto this like it's nothing. Like, this is pretty tall to pop onto, and he just nose manied through it. There's these big cracks right here. That's my wheel, like, just getting engulfed by this crack. You gotta like push through, and he has to go fast too. So it's not like he's just like holding a nose mani and hoping that he gets through the crack. Like, every single time he goes over one of these cracks, he has to push through it. And then it leads you over to this massive drop. There was like a crowd of people over here and everyone was clapping after he landed it. I also filmed Nick Svetico ollie 2 garbage cans off of this in my invite only part. Cole Hacker also skated over a fence here. He front 180 over this. That's crazy. Shout out Cole. I also filmed Tom Sherman skate. He dropped down from over here and then carved in and did a little drop down 50-50, and I think he did back 180 out.
But instead, I ended up in the precinct, a lost soul.
And then over here, there's ledges as well. Yeah, we'll just play clips from it.
Place to be nobody.
Go to the Scarborough Bond Street, but the same thing still cracking. Took a bitch for the love I'm serving. If it's blue lights in the rear, I'm swerving. For the muds, you can be certain.
I skated this as like a step-up ledge. And then also, Aaron Carpio started on this little skinny thing right here and then did a little crook bonk on this.
Albert Campbell Square, the stage, it's not that big actually. Let's go check it out. It's only about up to here on me. It's not a tall gap. But yeah, this ground is super shitty. Like, you definitely feel like that Pebble Tech rocky ground. But my favorite clip, switchback 180 is a hard trick, and Peanut did that when he was probably like 11 or 12 years old. And it's on like the best beat drop in Big L fall back. Then you got a lot of Scarborough locals who were skating this spot. Josh Forg skated this. A lot of little kids were skating this, like all the Gerbs, all the Groms, you know, they were skating this spot a lot just because it's such a small gap. Length of a 4 stair, height of a 6 or a 7. Not too big, good to practice your tricks on as a kid for sure. These kids are gonna come scooter it right now. They're gonna throw down, it's gonna be dope. Let's go check out this 4 flat 4 over here. The only 2 people I can think of that skated this was Josh Forgs and Kirk Roach. 4 flat 4, again, shitty Pebble Tech ground. I'm just gonna call it Pebble Tech because that's what Jerron Wilson always calls it on the 9 Club, and it makes me laugh.
Ready to swallow, yeah, we waited on them. And the corner, we on that side stuff. Here to remind you, fuck your leg.
Basically, Scarborough is a borough of the 6 districts within the GTA or the Greater Toronto Area. And Scarborough was its own city at one point. January 1st, 1998 is when it integrated into a part of Toronto itself. So for a long time, Scarborough had its own garbage system, it had its own water system. So that's why a lot of people from Scarborough hold it so proudly and dear to them. And being from Scarborough, you know, I also hold that close to me as well. If you're not from Scarborough and you don't have a car, you can't drive, there's some buses that run here, but there used to be, and this was a big part of Scarborough's history as well, there used to be the RT line. This is where the RT used to be. It ran from Kennedy Station to McCowan Station, which is just outside of Scarborough Center Station, which is what this station is called. And it wasn't until last year, unfortunately, that it got taken off of the line and it got taken off of the transit system because of a derailment that happened with the train.
People are saying, well, you know, the RT is past its designed lifespan. There's been reliability issues for years. It's been underinvested in, but this is still completely unacceptable and a shock that an accident like this could happen.
The train was supposed to run for another, I think, couple more years, but it got halted because of that derailment, and as you can see, ended Saturday, September 23rd, 2023. A lot of history there. The train used to look white and red, and then they changed it to blue to match the blue line, which was the Scarborough line that ran from Kennedy to McCowan Station. Just something that I thought I'd add because that's also a big part of my growing up, just like taking the RT from here and then transferring to Kennedy Station to like skate downtown and things like that. So here is the hubba. It's kind of a perfect hubba in terms of like height. Like if you want to get onto it, it's not high at all. It's like any other skate park hubba. The run up is terrible. You have to curve into it, and also it's like got this crack right here, so you kind of have to pop before the stair. You gotta pop early. Ryan Sheridan skated this hubba. Brandon Echeverria did back 50 on this. Chris Paroff did kickflip no slide, which is crazy. Ryan Sims, back in maybe 2012, I believe did front no slide down this.
We're at the last spot of STC, Scarborough Town Centre, the Cineplex 9 stair. It's not like your normal 9 stair. This thing's actually really big. I compare it to like an 11 stair almost, you know? It's almost the same height as me, a little bit, maybe 1 stair shorter than my height. And then it's got these 2 rails that people have also skated over too. So the first one that comes to mind would actually be one over the rail. Austin Marchand, he did ollie over the rail. I think Chris Paroff also might have ollied over the rail backside. Josh Forbes, he did an ollie flip on the stairs. And he also kickflipped over the handrail. I feel like it didn't get as much love as like any other 9 stair would have, that's for sure. There's actually one spot inside the theater as well. I think we're gonna go check it out. Hopefully we don't get kicked out, but it's an 8 stair inside the theater. I mean, we all grew up skating Path in Toronto, so as kids, seeing indoor spots, it's not weird for us. Like when we see an indoor spot, especially since we have 6-month-long winters, we definitely take advantage of these things and say, fuck it, we'll skate until we get kicked out. Here we are, right inside the mall. It's probably super echoey in here, but check it out. Tons of run up for it. It just gives me Path vibes growing up in Toronto, skating Path, and kind of gives me CBC7 vibes actually. Yeah, that's you know? Guys, we are gonna do a Path series as well, and I know we missed CBC7 in our CBC video, and there was some people talking about it. We're gonna add that to our Path video, so we didn't forget. We're gonna do all the indoor spots in one. Long video. You guys asked for it though. We did make a poll in the YouTube community and you guys did say 51% did want longer videos. So you voted, we answered, and STC, Scarborough Town Centre, a perfect one to start off with. Just outside Toronto, maybe about 20 minutes or so. Tons of spots, tons of spot history. Not only just spot history and skate history, but also just Scarborough history in general. But yeah, if you guys like this video, thank you so much for watching to the end. If you've made it here, if you liked it, hit the like button, comment if we missed any tricks that you feel like should have been in there. And make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Also, we did create a Discord community, so we'll leave a Discord link right here as well. You can click on that, and we'll also leave it in the description. Click on that and join the community. What that does is actually helps you talk to us and help us with the spot history. You know what spot's gonna be coming out next a week prior, and we can all just talk in there and hang out. There's a community that's always chatting it up in there too, so it's pretty sick. We're trying to grow that, so if you wanna join the Discord and you're on there, hit up the link. And with that said, we'll see you in the next video. Peace.